What's goody? Hey man, so a phenomenal week of division of wild card playoff football, phenomenal weekend of wild card playoff football just finished. Well, technically not yet, actually, because we still have Texans versus Steelers, but still. The wild card weekend is over for the most part. And the one team that I think we need to talk about above all the other teams, regardless of wins and losses, is the Philadelphia Eagles. Because I personally feel like the way that the Philadelphia Eagles lost that game to the San Francisco 49ers was a complete embarrassment. And I feel like this season from the Philadelphia Eagles, I understand they got 11 wins and everything, and I understand they won the division, but I don't care what you say to me. This season, especially coming off of a Super Bowl win, was a massive, massive disappointment and a massive, massive embarrassment for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, really none of it matters because you won the Super Bowl last year. I want to preface it by saying that you win a Super Bowl, whatever you do the year after doesn't really matter to me because you won a Super Bowl. That is the ultimate goal in sports. That is the ultimate goal in football. I'm sorry. So for you to win the Super Bowl, it almost never happens back to back. I didn't think they were going to go back to back, but still, considering how many players from that Super Bowl winning team you retire, considering how similar the rosters were, considering all of these things, I look at the Philadelphia Eagles and I say, there's no way your season went like this, because I look at the Philadelphia Eagles season, right? And let's go back and actually let's talk about yesterday's game first, and then we'll go back and we'll talk about their entirety of their season, because there are a couple of things that I kind of want to just look at when it comes to their season, when it comes to some wins and losses. Anyways, yesterday, as like it has been for the entirety of the season, the Philadelphia Eagles defense was the best part of their team, and that is part of the reason why the Philadelphia Eagles were so baffling to me, because I feel like it goes so under talked about how baffling it is that the fact that this team is the most expensive offense in the league and has A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Jalen Hurts and Lane Johnson and Saquon Barkley and all of these studs laced out throughout the entirety of the offense, right? Even have a good backup running back. Like I'm telling you, like the entirety of the offense, sure, the O-line's gotten worse over the last couple of years, but the entirety of the offense, it is the best offensive roster in football. So I don't understand why it isn't every single week that we're sitting here not talking about why they are averaging 30 points a game. Because any week that offense, an offense that is that talented, puts up anything less than 30 points a game, it's a disappointment to me. And I think people need to talk about that a lot more. All right, my bad. We had some people here that were here for like the washing machine or whatever. I got distracted, but I'm back again now. I don't remember what the last thing I was saying was, but for the best part of this Philadelphia Eagles team, not just all season, but also in a playoff game at home yesterday as the 3 seed against the 6 seed, for you to give for your defense, I don't know how I want to frame this, because it's not impressive that they only gave up 23 points to a very injured 49ers team. But at the same time, I'm trying to frame this in a way that makes you understand there is no way that I, as Vic Fangio, as Jalen Carter, as Jordan Davis, as Zach Bond, as Nakobe Dean, as Cooper DeJean or Quinyon Mitchell, there's no way that I'm sitting here and I'm beating myself up for that loss after we only gave up 23 points, because my offense isn't an offense that I know week to week shouldn't be able to get me 23 points. My offense is an offense that week to week should be able to get me 30, 35 points, but they just can't seem to figure out a way to. And that is the problem. That is one of the biggest problems with the Philadelphia Eagles. It's that offense. It's the play calling. It's all of it. Nick Sirianni needs to go. Kevin Patullo needs to go. I want both of them gone. Let me tell you why. All this talk about Nick Sirianni not firing his best friend, letting his best friend call plays, I don't know if there's any truth to that, but it seems like it. Because there is no way that you're telling me an offensive coordinator underperforms with an offense this talented and this expensive for the entirety of a season, and y'all still keep this man around. I need somebody to explain to me. I need somebody to explain that to me, because you lose 34-17 to New York, and then you go out there, you put up 40 against New York 2 weeks later, but then you're held to 10 against Green Bay, you're held to 16 against Detroit, and that's not a very good defense, and then you lose 3 straight to Dallas, Chicago, and Los Angeles, and then you go out there, you beat the hell out of the Raiders, you beat the hell out of the Bills, the Commanders, you beat the Bills by 1, and then you lose to the Commanders. I need you to understand to me how you lose to New York. I need you to make me understand how an offense that talented loses 3 straight games, right, to Dallas, Chicago, and Los Angeles by scoring 21, 15, and 19 points. In 3 straight weeks, the 2 losses you had earlier in the season were to Denver and New York. You scored 17 points in both of them. The loss you had to Washington, you scored 17 points. You have wins this season where you scored 10 points, 16 points, 13 points, 20 points, 24 points. I'm sorry. When you have an offense that's that talented, unless you're going to get to one of the best defense in the league, anything under 21 points, 20 points to me is absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Now, I understand there are going to be trap games, like losing to the Giants, that might just happen. Losing to the Commanders in Week 18, y'all clearly didn't give a damn, which you should have given a damn, but you clearly didn't. This is a poorly coached team. I don't think this is a very well-disciplined team. I think the fact that they didn't care about Week 18 shows you a lot about how poorly of a coached team this is, because they wouldn't have even had to run into the San Francisco 49ers, and if I am a team, knowing that I can win my division, and knowing I can control my seeding, I damn sure I'm not trying to go out there and face the 49ers if my options are the 49ers or the Packers with no Micah Parsons. Yeah, give me the Packers with no Micah Parsons. I'm doing everything in my power to win an extra game to make sure that I do not have to face CMC, Kyle Shanahan, and those boys, because I would much rather face Matt LaFleur and those boys. But hey, they're a poorly coached team, so they didn't give a damn. And then it's like, I understand yesterday A.J. Brown had a terrible game, and I think it's extremely obvious A.J. Brown is out after this season. I think A.J. Brown needs to be gone. I think he needs to change the scenery. I think what happened yesterday was extremely embarrassing for him, especially after all the calling and the screaming and the whining that he did for the ball the entirety of the season. It was an extremely embarrassing day for him. He sold that game. Please don't get me wrong. But, so, oh yeah, and I'm not a believer of the Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts didn't have a good game yesterday. Please don't get me wrong. But if A.J. Brown catches two of those passes, we aren't looking at Jalen Hurts as having a bad game. We're saying, hey, Jalen Hurts made timely throws. Jalen Hurts had some great passes to A.J. Brown. They won the game when they needed to win the game. Great job, Eagles. But we aren't looking at them like that. And I just don't understand why, as a quarterback, as a black quarterback, Jalen Hurts gets all of the hate when they lose. When this was on A.J. Brown, this was on Kevin Patullo. There was a screenshot that I saw. I think it was on TikTok or on Twitter of what the final play, what the offense looked like right before Jalen, what the play looked like, what the field looked like right before Jalen Hurts threw that ball on that final play, that 4th and 11 play. Dog, when I tell you, I was hating on that throw he made to the line to the tight end. I think it was Dallas Goedert. Triple coverage. It's like a dig route. I was hating on it. I was like, damn, that's the best you could have done, brother. After looking at that screenshot, I'm sorry. What were your other options? A one-on-one ball to Saquon or Jahan Dotson? Yeah, I would have thrown that dig over the middle too and prayed that I could have fit that through the needle. I would have done it too, because there was no other option. So that right there, I think, is the first thing that's a problem with this team, the play calling. I understand I can't even imagine how difficult it must be to replace all the coordinators that the Eagles have lost. But dog, for Kevin Patullo to still have a job today when I woke up was a shock, and I think is an embarrassment to the Philadelphia Eagles organization. That man needs to be gone. Nick Sirianni needs to be gone. I have never seen a coach I get he was talking about some get off the field, blah, 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 blah. I feel you. I have never seen a coach run down the sideline after your player drops a ball and is already clearly frustrated at himself. You run down the sideline to scream in his face, yell in his face, and go nose to nose with him to psych him out of the game even more. I understand tempers flare. I've seen Andy Reid and Travis Kelce yell. I have seen Travis Kelce punched him. So, yeah, hey man, I feel like we skipped over that way too fast. If that was Draymond, he would have got shot for punching a coach. But whatever. I look at these things happening, and I say that's very, very different than literally running 20 yards down the sideline to get in your player's face nose to nose after he already made a critical mistake in a critical game in a critical moment at home. Why would you do that? This is a guy that's already been mentally kind of psyched out of the season for a while because he hasn't been getting the ball the way he's been wanting the ball. The success hasn't been there offensively the way he thinks it should be. So for the success offensively to not be there and for him to not be getting the ball, yeah, I can't blame A.J. Brown for asking for the ball throughout the season. I probably would have done the same damn thing too. But they can't go out there and follow it up with a performance like this, and I just don't know how, especially with the money, I just don't know how the Philadelphia Eagles go into next season with A.J. Brown on their team, and I don't think they do. So I think what's going to start happening now is we start thinking about potential trade targets for A.J. Brown, and I'm not going to be the guy to bring those teams up because in the NFL, I never know, because I don't understand trades in the NFL. Guys like Devontae Adams or A.J. Brown to get traded for a 3rd-round pick, and I'm looking like, that's it? Do you know what I'm saying? So, hey, what do I know? Anyways, So I look at this Philadelphia Eagles team, man, and I see a poorly coached team. I see a team where the offensive coordinator, all he's going to do is either draw up a run play for Saquon Barkley or a deep ball for AJ Brown. That's all it is. Or maybe it's going to be something over the middle to AJ Brown or Dallas Goedert. That's all it's going to be. Devontae Smith, sorry buddy. Jahan Dotson, sorry buddy. Hey, and then all those inside zones y'all doing to Saquon, they're not even working. And I'm looking at all of these offenses throughout the NFL, and I'm looking at Kyle Shanahan get creative with Jawan Jennings as his best receiver for the entirety of the season. I'm looking at him get creative and have that man throw a touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey. I'm looking at him use the one weapon he has left in Christian McCaffrey for damn near 50% of the plays. And I'm looking at Ben Johnson draw up beautiful plays and with lesser talent. And I'm watching Liam Cohen have a phenomenal offensive coaching season with lesser talent. And I'm looking at coordinators across the league doing all of these impressive things with much less offensive talent. And I say there's no way Kevin Patullo has a job. There's no way. There's no there's no shot. You're telling me a guy who had Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and Lane Johnson all on the same offense, couldn't even get that offense to average more than 27, 28 points a game. Y'all couldn't average more than 4 touchdowns a game. Y'all didn't have the most electrifying, beautiful offense in all of football. Y'all didn't win at least 14 games. And especially because the defense was good. It's not like the offense was good and the defense wasn't, and that's why I only won 11 games. No, bro. It's not like both parts of the team were underperforming. No, dog. The defense was playing better than I expected them to, because you look at the names on that defense and you say, I don't know. But you look at the names on that offense and you say, oh, one of the best of all time. But it hasn't proven to been that. And I don't understand how the Eagles front office and this guy in Howie Roseman, who's been so good with trades and so good with drafting and so good with all these things that people tell me all about all the time, I don't get how that man doesn't get fired. Because there is no way. After losing 3 straight games where we couldn't score more than 21 points, I'm keeping Buddy. After the season we've already had some disappointments, getting beat the hell down by New York. I'm not just about to let you keep your job and just go into the playoffs with the guy just because we didn't want to fire him come week 14 or week 13 as an offensive coordinator. Buddy, hell no. Go get somebody else. Go see if you can find somebody. I promise you can find a great young offensive mind in today's NFL. I promise you could have. So there's no excuse for the way the Philadelphia Eagles season went down for me. It almost looks like it was either arrogance or complacency. Like you either thought, hey, we did this last year, that was good enough, we don't need to do anything crazy this year, let's just see what we've got. Or you were arrogant enough to think we won it last year, we have damn near the same team, forget all the red flags, forget all the things people are talking about, forget the fact that Kevin Patullo sucks at his job, forget the fact that Nick Sirianni does not seem like seems like he's lost that locker room a little bit and does not seem like the type of guy that I would want to play for, in my personal opinion. In spite of him winning a Super Bowl, I just personally don't see how the front office didn't see that. So I don't believe they didn't see it. I don't believe a front office that's been this good and that's been this intelligent just randomly didn't see all of those red flags. I believe they were either complacent with what had happened or they were arrogant enough to believe it wouldn't matter. And now you're a first-round exit, and what do? Because A.J. Brown's gone. Are you going to hire a new head coach? Are you going to hire a new offensive coordinator? Is it going to be both? Is it going to be neither? What are you going to do? Because the money thing is an issue too now. Anyways, man, the Philadelphia Eagles, dude, just an embarrassing way to lose that game. They had so many opportunities. They forced two interceptions out of Brock Purdy, and you still lose this game. Jalen Hurts throws the ball like 35 times, and you still only get 168 yards. Saquon Barkley had a great game. Devontae Smith had a good game. But, like, Jake Elliott missing extra points, like... Yeah, it was all bad yesterday for the Eagles, man. It was all bad. I'm not going to lie. As soon as they got that ball back, when they got that 4th and 5, I low-key thought they won the game. Because when they got the ball back, I was like, nah, no way. They're not winning this game. And on that 4th and 5, I was like, damn, they might have to punt because you still got the 2-minute warning on your side. You still got like 3 timeouts. You're probably just going to have to punt this and just pray that they can't get down the field. And they went for it on that 4th and 5, and they got it. And I'm saying they got them. And then they get into the red zone. And the offense absolutely stalls, and then we have the worst play call of all time on the 4th and 11, and I'm just like, damn, dude. I mean, I didn't trust y'all to win it, and then y'all gave me some hope, and then y'all go out there and show me, oh, yeah, no, we can't. If we have one play where we absolutely have to have it, not only is nobody going to be a viable option to throw it to, nobody's going to be open at all. Our best option is going to be a guy where the DB is one-on-one with him, and the DB has better position than him. So Yeah, man, it's embarrassing. I love it. I appreciate y'all. As a Rams fan and an Eagles hater, I'm immensely happy right now. My fiance's entire family was talking to me all season about the Eagles. We went back to back. We would beat the Rams. Oh, we're the Eagles. We're fly Eagles, fly. Go Birds. Oh. Yeah, weak ass Eagles. I love it. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching as always. Please don't forget to keep God first. Let me know what type of content y'all want to see and everything like that. This was a little bit of like a disheveled video. I was just kind of yapping. I don't know what I was talking about in this entirety of this video, but yeah, hey, peace out.